Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. I hope you guys like this content I'll be presenting to you. Remember to like, comment any questions you have, and subscribe if you think it will be helpful. And I really appreciate your guys' support. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Monopoly Ultimate Baking Game. Now, I normally wouldn't review a product like this. This is obviously a board game, not anything too electronic or software game related. But I thought I'd review it since it's getting near Christmas time. This could be a gift. It's electronic in that it has a fake credit card system for paying money, and I like this game. So let's take a look at the box first. So on the front, just some advertising from Ultimate Baking. You can see some of the things that come with it. Sides, just branding, and on the back it gives you a better look. But let's take a look inside to get a better idea of what it has. So, it comes with a few things. This is your card reader. And it does not come with batteries, so you'll need a AAA batteries. It comes with an instruction manual, and read this before you start. It's easy not to want to read the whole thing, but read it before you start. And one thing I'll want to make sure you know is it'll take a few games for this to make sense, because the first couple games, they don't make sense even if you read parts of it. Here's our board, and here is various cards right here, property cards and other cards. So for instance, this is what a credit card looks like. There's only 4 of these, so it's a 4-player game. Obviously you could have teams if you wanted, but this is what they look like. And how the card is read, it uses these black lines at the top. Pretty basic, but that's how it works. It actually does read the card. Same with this. They all have different lines to distinct the different characters. Each one has a specific picture on it. This one of them has a helicopter, one of them has a jet airplane, one has a ship, and one has a car. So that is specific to the piece you'll need to be doing. So use the airplane piece if you got the airplane card. So let's take a look at these other cards. We got our house cards, and they have a QR code, I guess we'll call them. Those 3 lines or so. Each one has a unique one. There's also basically mystery cards, like you'd have a normal Monopoly. These are basically event cards. They do various things. They have the scan. And on the other side, you read what they're about. So that's what those are. Event cards. Change the game up. Here's the houses, and there are no hotels in this game. Here's our pieces, and there's a little house still. Here's our dice, some nice gold and black dice. So that's all of our stuff. Let's actually get out our board. So this is our board, obviously. Folds up into 4 squares, or folds out, I should say. You might not see all of it in the picture at all times, but here's a basic look of it. Pretty much similar to a normal game of Monopoly. You have all of the normal property names you are familiar with. No railroads, no utilities or water companies, no mystery places. Except that they add these event card slots, which are basically the same thing. But of course you got jail, free parking, go to jail, pass go, etc. So the basics of the game are pretty similar. You put your house cards in these different slots. You align them by color. And then you put your event cards over here. Then you'll put your game right here, and you all take turns. So I'm not going to go over all the rules of the game, but give you an overview of how it works. So this works by, you have to turn it on and scan all your cards that will be playing. Then you push the check mark. So there is 3 buttons on here: check mark, an M, which is like a mode button, and an X. So that is that. Obviously, like I said, once you get your cards and you push the check, and you start the game. So you roll the dice as normal. Every time you land on a space, you buy it or you pay rent. So when you want to buy one, you have to scan the card of the property in first, It makes some noises. It makes a lot of noises for various things. And then you scan your credit card in till it makes a noise. And then it's deducted that amount from your bank on here. And you get 1,500, we'll just call them dollars to start with. So pretty simple. And the interesting thing about this game that's not like normal Monopoly is every property starts out with a house when you buy it. So you might have saw that there was 5 different, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each of the properties. It's in the blue bars or the brown bars, etc. Anyway, once you buy it, they start at 1. If someone lands on it, it moves up a level. If you get a set of them, it moves up a level. And if you and someone else complete a set, it moves up also. So what it is, it means the rent is raised. So every time the house goes up, the rent is raised. So it's not a steady rent or a rent that is only raised when you add a house or hotel on it like the normal Monopoly. Keeps raising every time someone lands on it, which is great, but that is how the game actually ends sooner than normal Monopoly. So how you win is the first person that goes bankrupt, then you go to the other players that are playing and it counts up the money, and whoever has the most money will then win. So somebody goes bankrupt, whoever has the most money at the moment is the winner. So that's pretty simple. What can be more tricky is the event cards. The event cards say various things. Quite often you have to scan them, then scan something else, and then... But I'll just look at this one, and it says, swap another player's property with one of yours. You have to tap this card, that's what they call it, you have to scan it. I think you have to tap one of your cards you want to trade, and then you tap theirs you want to trade. So it can get pretty confusing. I'll turn this thing on just so you can get a quick look at it. I don't know where an off button is on this thing, so I just take the batteries out, which is kind of a pain. And it flashes red lights. Those red lights are what scan the thing. You'd scan your cards in, but then, so when you press the mode button, that's where some problems start happening. I like the game other than this most annoying part. The mode button is what you go to when you pass go. The first section, there's 4 levels. There's supposed to be 4 levels on the side. Kind of hard to visualize, but you'll know what I mean if you get this. The first level, comes up right when you press M. That is for passing go. You scan your card when you pass go and you get 200 or so from the bank. You can press the M again after you get to that pass go mode, and it goes into a different mode. It's jail, so that's where you'll pay to get out of jail. The next one is when you get to land on one of these location spots right here. That is when you get to go to any space on the board, and that's what you'll have to pay there. But here comes the problem. There's supposed to be an auction button. Auctioning is kind of complicated in this game, and it's not something that's present in all Monopoly games. You don't trade in this game because of it would be complicated to do with electronics, but there's supposed to be an auction. If someone can't afford to buy it or they don't want to, you have to auction it. It gives people other opportunities to buy it. But the problem with that, it's supposed to be the last item on the list, and I can see even on the screen where it's supposed to be. The problem is it doesn't light up. It just goes in a loop of 3 instead of a loop of 4. So you can't auction in this game, even though it's a feature. Aside from that, there's also other things you can do with these buttons. You can cancel the last transaction, but that's it. You can't go and view history or past games or even transactions before that. So I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. It's complicated, and there's been some complications with it, figuring out debts and stuff, because you have to pay debts if you don't have enough money. Properties go back, you have to scan them, and then the person owns them that you owe money to. They get the money and the property, so it's kind of confusing learning that. One time I thought I had bought a property, but I really hadn't, and someone landed on my property and they paid for it and they ended up buying it. So that is one thing that's happened to me while playing this game. Great game otherwise. I like it. It's pretty reasonable for $20 to get an electronic game when probably normal Monopoly costs around $20 as well. So I like the game. Wish it didn't have those flaws. Some of it might just be a defect on this. Who knows? It is complicated to learn, and it will take a few games to learn it. So that is just my take on Monopoly Ultimate Banking. Love it. You should get it if you like this kind of stuff. So anyway, please like this video if you thought it was good. Please comment if you have any questions about this, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. Please subscribe if you like my content, guys, and thank you for the recent surges in subscribers. I really appreciate that, and thank you guys so much, and I appreciate all of your support. Goodbye.